So this is my current table saw. It is an 8-inch table saw and it has got a lovely cast iron top. The blade is 8 inches, but it isn't quite enough for my needs anymore. So this is my new table saw and I absolutely love it. I've only actually made one test cut on it, but I'm just so happy because it is a beast and because I got an absolute bargain. So the specific name of this saw is the Startrite TA275 tilt arbor, and funny enough it doesn't say that anywhere on the machine. I just looked it up and found it. So this is the exact way that I bought the saw, and I'm going to show you all the things it came with and all the things it didn't. So we'll start by looking at what the saw did come with. So it came with a lovely 10-inch blade and a riving knife, of course, and the table. The table is this cast iron piece here and this yellow bit here. So this yellow bit is the cast iron table. It's just got some tape on it. But this here is an aluminium extension wing, and it came from a factory where they made large circuit boards. So that's why it's yellow on either side. And then there's a couple of safety stickers and things around it, which will keep me on my toes. So it came with extension rails, which go right out to there, and that gives you maximum cutting depth of, I think it's 1.2 meters or something, which is very good, and I probably won't even use that much, which is why I have part of it actually stuck into my workbench, because I don't think I'll be using that much. But anyway, can't hurt. It came with this here handmade fence, and this is rock solid, but it's useless because it locks back and front, as you can see, back and front, but that means that you lock it on the front and you lock it on the back, but there is the possibility and the likelihood that you will clamp it completely out of square, and there's nothing to keep it in check. There's no proper guide rail or anything. So with the back locked, the front I can just slide back and forward. So that means every single time I used it, I would have to check for square, which is an absolute nuisance. It came with an insert plate. This one is aluminium, but it's also pretty bent. So I'll fix that and then I'll make a new one, zero clearance one. That's about it really, that's all it came with. So now for the things it didn't come with. So it didn't come with 3 main things, 2 of which are really annoying and 1 is alright, I can live with it. So the first thing is a miter gauge. Didn't come with a miter gauge. That's kind of annoying. Well, it's very annoying actually, because I can't make one that'll be completely adjustable to any angle. I won't use it that often, but if I had it, it would be very handy. The next thing is the fence. It did come with this homemade fence by someone, but it didn't come with the original stock fence. And on the bottom of the rail here, there's toothing, which means there was a rack and pinion on the original fence, and there's also a measuring tape engraved into the bar. So that's kind of cool, but again, won't use it probably. And the third thing that it didn't come with is any kind of manual or anything. Now, I wouldn't really expect that, you know, because this is 40-50-year-old machine, but I can live with that. Yeah, just that miter gauge is really annoying. So now for some specs on the beast. So the cast iron table measures 705 by 705 millimeters and is actually square, which doesn't really look it, but I suppose it's just this yellow bit's really off-putting because this bit is actually cast iron, so it's got yellow tape on top of it. It came with a 3-phase 2 horsepower motor, which was stock and original, but I don't have 3-phase, and instead of getting an inverter and dealing with all that snazzy stuff, I just fitted my own regular single-phase motor, but I switched out the stock 2 horsepower motor for a 3 horsepower motor. So I now have it running on single phase with a 3 horsepower motor, and I haven't got a proper switch installed, I just have the plug currently, so I'll probably get an NVR switch installed at some point. Now the really interesting thing, which I didn't know but shocked me, which I really love about this, is if we open up here, you'll notice it actually seems quite roomy in here, you know. There's a good bit of space at the front, there's plenty of room for your hand. But what's really interesting is currently there is a 10-inch blade fitted, but this saw can actually take a 12-inch blade. And the real way I figured this out is at the back, the riving knife there is in 2 slots here, and that means the riving knife is adjustable. So that's when I realised, oh, flip, you could fit a 12-inch in here. Oh, absolute beast. So the only problem is 12-inch blades are very expensive because they're very rare. Nobody makes 12-inch saws anymore, really. They're all just 10-inch. So it's about £50 for a pretty good 12-inch blade, and I probably wouldn't use it that much. I'll maybe buy it at some point, but for now, I'll just stick with the 10-inch. Which is obviously in pretty good shape and she's usable, but I have some plans for it to improve it. So as you can tell, there's a bit of rust on top of here now. It's still nice and smooth, but nobody likes rust, so I'm gonna sand her down, get rid of the rust, get rid of this yellow bit because I don't have any safety inspectors telling me what to do. So I'm gonna get rid of this yellow bit, and it'll probably be really nice cast iron down under there. And over at this end, I'm gonna take out this aluminium extension because like an extension of that man's pretty useless. So I'm going to take that out, and at some point I'm going to put in my own wooden router lift, and that'll be my router table because I've recently bought a router and you can do so much more with a router table, so I'll do that. I need to put on an NVR switch here on the front instead of just a plug, and I've already mentioned that, so I don't electrocute myself and cut my finger off and blah-de-blue bahooba. And then on this side here, there's quite an abyss of space here, and it's not very useful to have a big gaping hole. So I'm going to make some wooden extension table side things, and they'll sit out to about there, you know, and then I can use it. Now I have already made my own wooden fence, so you'll just see that. I won't show you how I made that because I did it a while ago, right when I bought it. I will have to make a few other things, so I'll be making some sleds and some inserts and all because none of the ones from the old saw fit anymore. Interesting thing about this saw, same with basically all ancient machinery, which I certainly don't mind, is dust extraction doesn't exist. Like, you can't attach a hose or anything, so there's just this slot and all the dust just falls down and the whole floor inside is steep and it just slides down and out to the bottom here. So that's fine because on old machinery they realise there's going to be no dust extraction, so we need a way to get the dust out. But on stupid new cheap machinery like my old table saw, it had a shroud around the blade, so all the sawdust just got stuck in there, and there was a hose to suck it out, but it was so badly designed it just didn't work. So I actually prefer this better. So there we go, that's all I have for now, and you might be able to tell there's a few changes. So I've refinished the cast iron top, I've got rid of all the rust and everything, and now it is perfect, smooth, crisp, all that good adjectives. And if you want, I've done a video and you can watch that here, and you can also see I've got a different insert in, and this is a zero clearance insert, and I will have a video on it here. So thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see some other things, I'll be doing a rider table and extension wings, you can stick around for that.